Pinnacle sucks. Hey guys, what's up? It's BigJackFilms here. Welcome to this another live stream. I thought I'd do another one of these because we're having some technical issues right now with our editing software. So a few videos are going to be delayed. So I figured in the meantime, do a live stream, chat with you guys, let you know what's going on. So let's see who is on here. Anybody on here yet? I have no idea who's on here. Hi, Boss Gamer. How you doing? Hi, Vito. How are you? Yeah, so basically what's happening is essentially I was working on editing videos last night. I had a video planned for today. Fortunately, I woke up this morning. I shut down my computer last night, went to sleep, blah, blah, blah. And then I wake up this morning and I turn on my computer. Everything seems to be running fine. I click on Pinnacle Studio 17, which is the editing software I use. I turn it on and startup screen starts and then it doesn't respond. It essentially crashes. So I tried fiddling around with it and trying to figure out what's wrong. I was like, what the fuck's going on? For some reason, my editing software does not want to work. So a few things I did. I obviously did a virus scan. I did a defrag today. Tried all that, so nothing works. So essentially, hi Inuyasha Dinosaur, hi Menachem, hi, pronounce your name right. Sorry, Eric, how you doing? But essentially, I did a defrag, I did a virus scan, I backed everything up. So essentially, what I'm going to do is reinstall the program and see if that helps, so I can get back into doing videos. And if that doesn't work, there's going to be a very big delay with videos, and essentially I am going to maybe upgrade to Adobe Premiere or something like that, because I know that's what usually everybody does, and I know a lot of people say Pinnacle's just out of the dust, it doesn't work. I've used it for a long time, I've used it for years, and essentially, yeah, it's not doing the trick anymore. It's slow, it lags, it has glitches, and I think I'm just going to update to Adobe Premiere is what I'm going to do. So yeah, while we're here, that's pretty much the delays. Now, thankfully, I do have a few as a backup to give to you guys later on down the week. I have a few Universal Studios videos from my trip to California back in 2010. I'm going to upload those because I figured, hey, I need to put some stuff out there. But things like the next BigJackFilms review, that's probably going to be delayed, and there might be a few other delays and everything, depending on how long this this computer crap takes to fix up. And but in the meantime, I mean, I might do live streams. I hope you guys enjoy these. I hope these. I know these are starting to become more common, but it's only because I gotta put stuff out there for you guys. Is essentially what I want to do. But in the meantime, I think what I'm going to do is basically focus on, writing scripts for later projects down the line, and a few other things, just to work on those and prep ahead of time while I'm waiting for this computer thing to be fixed. So in the meantime, I will maybe answer a few questions and stuff. I've got all night. Actually, tomorrow I have to go to a cosplay event down in Woodbine Beach in Toronto. There's a cosplay gathering there. I might vlog it and just save the footage for when I get time to edit. And if you're wondering why I can't edit on my laptop, and that's probably because my laptop doesn't have the best RAM, so it's kind of slow. Thank you. It's actually it's a Batman pajama thing, which is cool. Watching Alien Covenant. I've heard very bad things about it, Eric. So yeah, essentially I'm just here. If you guys want to chat and talk, I'm open for conversation. And what cosplay will I wear? I don't know. I'm not. See, when it comes to cosplay, I don't spend a lot on cosplay. I essentially just, I buy all my props and costumes and everything at Value Village or Goodwill stores. I don't like to do expensive cosplays. I don't like to order online. I usually make everything from scratch. And essentially, I have very casual cosplays. I have an Inuyasha cosplay, but I'm saving that for the fan film. I did make a Michael Jackson Smooth Criminal cosplay, which actually has done really well. And I also have my battle armor piece, which is for my character and everything. But I'm debating what I'm going to cosplay because I'm going to ask my buddy Josh, NGamer64, go subscribe to him. I'm going to ask him to essentially maybe do some videos and stuff on the beach and make it look cool and everything, because I have this cool elaborate idea of doing a closing credits video for my show, and essentially doing kind of like the ending, like a closing to an anime is what I want to go for later on, and that's more in season 4. What we got on here? I'm doing well, Palanzo. How are you, sir? I'm doing really well. Learned any new dinosaurs as of late? No. And it's funny because one of my next videos that I'm gonna start working on as soon as possible is a Let's Talk on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, because I want to talk about it before a trailer launches in the fall. Happen. So I'm just waiting for that. And I'm gonna be basically like doing a Let's Talk on that before a trailer drops for that, and then I'll do a reaction video and so on. Titanosaurus. Is that that's the Godzilla monster, right? From Godzilla, Terra Mecha Godzilla? I can't remember. For the G.I. Joe review, it's two things have happened with that review. For one thing, it's funny how I released that a week before Nostalgia Critic does this review on the animated movie, and I contacted Doug, and we were very complimentary of each other's reviews. But sadly, Paramount put a copyright claim on that video. So unfortunately, that's kind of okay because they get free promotion, but it's just because I put all this work into it, and it's just kind of there. But I do thank you for watching that review, and keep watching. If you guys, aside from the Kong reviews, go watch my other reviews that are titled BigJackFilms reviews, because those are essentially part of the same continuity as the Kong reviews. It's just my character reviewing stuff, and I actually put in my playlist selection. You can watch basically a playlist of all the seasons so far. We're at the 3rd season. So there's that. Carnotaurus is in. It has, because I haven't heard anything about it, Eric, about Carnotaurus being confirmed for Fallen Kingdom. I hope so, because Carnotaurus has honestly not had a movie since Dinosaur. And essentially, he was planned for the '96 King Kong that Jackson was going to do. It was going to be what we're going to be the Venusaur. Carnotaurus, which is a piece of shit movie. But yeah, if Carnotaurus, if they're basing it on what the book, Michael Crichton book, is doing, I'm okay with that. I'm actually really happy if that's the case, if they are doing Carnotaurus in Fallen Kingdom. The Justice League trailer. Okay, here's the thing with the new DC stuff. Man of Steel, I thought was okay, but I was not a fan of it, honestly. I miss the old Christopher Reeve Superman actually saves people instead of letting people die. Batman v Superman, I thought, was better. It was better than Man of Steel, mostly because of Batman, and because Ben Affleck is actually a really good Batman. Wonder Woman kicked ass, but the third act kind of it sucked because Doomsday, it was all pushed in at once. And Suicide Squad, I thought, was decent. You can check out my review in, I think, Season 2 of BigJackFilms review. It was my Halloween special. I did review Suicide Squad, and I thought that was actually pretty decent. Sadly, I've not seen Wonder Woman, because Wonder Woman, I didn't get a chance to see it in theaters. I haven't really seen any movies this summer, that many. But I do plan to watch it eventually. So, and Justice League, yeah, I'm not going to keep my hopes up. I'm just going to see how it is. I'm just going to go in with a blank slate, not have any expectations or any of that crap. So we'll see how it goes. From what I hear, I think they're doing reshoots or something, and they might, and because Joss Whedon wants to make it a little more fun, I think they might have saw the first cut and thought, yeah, Zack Snyder's out, let's do more reshoots. But yeah, Justice League, I'm just kind of, I'm going to be optimistic, but I'm not going to go in with any expectations. An actual dinosaur. Which dinosaur is that? Oh, Titanosaurus. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm sure that's from Terra Mecha Godzilla. Or is that an actual dinosaur? I know there is Titanosaurus in Terra Mecha Godzilla. Actually, I thought Legendary's Kong looked a lot like the 1933 film Alejandro. I thought it was essentially a nice nod to the original film. But I can see some similarities to 76. Who would win in a fight, Deathstroke or Deadpool? I'm gonna go with Deadpool because I don't know much about Deathstroke, but here's the thing. Deadpool is the only X-Men movie I've watched. And that's mostly due to the fact that X-Men never really was my thing. I never got, like, I watched the cartoon, like the 90s cartoon, which was fucking awesome. But the movies, I never got into X-Men. And, but yeah, I've never seen any of them. So the only one I've watched is technically Deadpool. And I thought Deadpool was fucking hilarious. I would love to see somehow Disney finding a way to put it into the cinematic universe, but I doubt they will because of the material that Deadpool has. But I love Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds is the bomb. I'm looking forward to the sequel, even though there was that little stunt incident, which I feel really bad for them filming that. So my condolences to the family and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, just, I like Deadpool more, probably, than Deathstroke. Do I watch Game of Thrones? Yes. I've been a fan since the show started. My mom actually got me onto it, and I haven't been able to stop watching it. And yeah, and just, you know what? I'm actually caught up. I don't. I'm gonna sound like a douche for this, but the leaked episode, I did watch that. I won't spoil it, but I thought it was really good. So I'm pretty much caught up on Game of Thrones, but yeah, I love the shit out of it. If I'm going to choose between Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones, I'm going to go with Lord of the Rings because Lord of the Rings has a more short, like, kind of more of a consistent story, and it doesn't drag. Like, I always felt Game of Thrones, it's taken them this goddamn long to get to some fucking action in this, and I thought the last few seasons, seasons 2, 4, and 5 really dragged. And I like, to quote Butters in the Black Friday trilogy, where it's like, oh, did you watch it where the dragons come in? No! The dragons are still on their way! They keep promising dragons, while all I get is floppy wieners in my face! But it drags and it lags. It's like, come on, let's just pick up the pace a little bit. But I really like Game of Thrones. It's a great show. It actually got me back into watching television. And, yeah, I love it. It's really the only show I will watch right now is Game of Thrones. Titanosaurus. Yes, okay, thank you, Eric. Titanosaurus was the long-necked dinosaur. What dinosaurs do I want in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom? Well, obviously Carnotaurs. I want to see dinosaurs that were in the books, because we haven't really gotten any of those. I want the Carnotaurs. Like, if they do the T-Rex versus Spino rematch, I'm fine with it as long as T-Rex wins, but I think we're just going to get the casual dinosaurs in the film. But I think story-wise, it's actually going to be a lot based on the Sega arcade game from '94, because essentially, you know, recapture the dinosaurs on Isla Nublar and Volcano. If you have not played the Sega arcade game, I'd recommend it. It is a fantastic video game, and there's a review of that coming down the line, down the pipe. Do you watch Narcos? What the fuck is Narcos? I have no idea what that show is. Yeah, okay, here's the thing that this is something I want to see with Jurassic World. With the Raptor story-wise. I want to see, because last time we saw Blue, she nodded off to Chris Pratt. They kind of were cool and everything, and she left, and we don't know what was going on. My theory is that was really, I was looking forward to them explaining in Jurassic World, but they never really caught up on it, was the whole Forbidden Zone area where the original park was. And I remember we were going to explore that more. I'm like, oh, that would have been great. You know, we get to see the wild dinosaurs that are out in the Forbidden Zone. And my theory is that Blue goes there and she finds the original Nublar Raptors and basically becomes the leader of that pack. And that's something I would like them to do in the next one, is to have basically Blue with these Raptors. When Chris Pratt, I think one of Chris Pratt's biggest stories arcs in this next installment. He's going to find Blue. Like, he's going there to help raid the island and everything, but he's specifically going to find Blue because they've had kind of an attachment. Essentially, yeah, he goes to find Blue, and the original Nublar Raptors, I'm calling the Brown Raptors, are telling her, don't trust humans. But she's like, but you know, Blue's like, no, he's my friend, he's my father, he's my best friend. It's like, so there's gonna be that kind of connection, even though like we're not gonna see them talk or anything. Although that would be a big shocker if the Raptors got so intelligent they started talking. Like they just say one line, you're just like, oh, they talk. And then really, I mean, I don't know what to expect with the next film, but I am looking forward to it. At least it's actually in production. At least they're actually filming it, and they're not doing 10 years of development hell on it. So I'm looking forward to it. Spinosaurus hater? No, I'm not. I just feel like the way it was portrayed in the third film was bullshit. Because I think Spinosaurus is cool. Like, I don't mind him as an opposing threat. But the problem is you can't replace T-Rex. T-Rex is what sold that brand. It's what sold Jurassic Park. Like, what did Jeff Goldblum say before you even knew what you had? You patented it and packaged it. You slapped it on a plastic lunchbox, and now you're selling. You're selling, you know? But I refer to that with the T-Rex. Like, the T-Rex is what makes money in these films. And I think the reason Jurassic World has more of a reception than the third one is because they didn't fucking kill the T-Rex. They didn't kill him, and they had him actually save the day and kick some ass. So, it's not that I'm a Spinosaurus hater. I just hated the way they used this dinosaur as the replacement toy for the kids, you know. And I didn't mind buying the toy, but I'm gonna stick with my original T-Rex figure. I'm sorry. The thing. So I'm not a Spinosaurus hater. I think he's a really cool design. He's basically the closest thing to a Godzilla dinosaur. But yeah, I'm not a hater. I just think he was misused in the third film. Song King Abe asks, have you got a chance to make a Kong series to continue the original film? How would you do it? Oh, if I made it, you know what? Again, everybody asks, and I don't know why. I get people want a sequel, but I'm sorry. For me, it's not going to happen. But there's plenty of storylines you could follow that are a continuation of the original Kong. There's Son of Kong, which is a great sequel. Low budget, but great sequel. There's Kong, King of Skull Island, which is a great book. I will cover that at one point. But as I said before, is one of the things they don't really continue on the aspects with any of the sequels is what happens to Jack and Anne. I would imagine they wouldn't end up really together. Like, they would end up together, but, like, he would have to leave maybe doing other shipping stuff to help pay off for him and Anne. And essentially, like, maybe the press are hard after him. It's nothing to do with it. And then the government maybe tells him, you need to come back with us to the island. It's like, okay, fine. You know, he's kind of got the Sam Neill JP3 element to him. And that's what I think with Jack Driscoll. With Anne, I would see her having PTSD, some post-traumatic stress from what happened. And she's just trying to coincide with it. I wouldn't have her as much of a big role, really. But she would just be kind of a character that just, like, I mean, if she was asked to go back to the island, she wouldn't do it in a heartbeat because she doesn't want those memories repressing her. If you remember the original film, she kept saying to Jack, like, fuck, it's like being back on the fucking island again. I can't do it. So she obviously deals with some sort of PTSD from that. But that's something I'd like to explore, really, with her character if I got to do a sequel. Focus on those two is essentially what I would do. Hi, Autobot 2491. I love that name, even though, like, I mean, I'll just get this out of the way, Autobot 2491. I'm a minor Transformers fan. Never grew up with G1, but I did grow up with Beast Wars Transformers. I do have some of the toys, and essentially, the Bay Transformers. One is actually a fun movie. 2 is a piece of shit. 3 is long but epic, and 4 and 5 I haven't even seen. Did you watch Planet of the Apes? Yes, I love Planet of the Apes. That's one of my favorite sci-fi series. To sum up quickly, I like basically the original to Conquest. Battle sucks. Tim Burton's sucks. And the last three, I've seen Rise, I've seen Dawn, I love them, and I have yet to see War. Again, I haven't seen many movies this summer. BigJackFilms, have you seen My Hero Academia? No, I have not, Brian. You'll have to link me that, because I have no clue what that is. But yeah, so essentially that's really, in terms of you know, my geek stuff. I mean, there's more to talk about. I'm just kind of bored. I need something to put out there. I want to try to at least give you guys something at least once a week or twice a week, but it's difficult. It's difficult, to be honest. Because you got to balance life and events and this and that and doing other stuff in the house, and it's fine. But it's just like because of this computer error. If you go back to the beginning of the live stream, I just say that I'm having editing trouble, so a few videos are going to be delayed. I mean, these are fine. Do you guys like these live streams? Let me know, and if you want more of them, I will do them, and I'm going to talk about other discussions and everything. I've considered doing pickup vlogs in this format, doing a live pickup vlog on this format, and I do plan to bring that back because there's a few things I've just bought and that I want to show you guys that are fucking awesome. So what was your first film you see of the Alien movies? You know what? I all the Alien movies. I've honestly never sat through any of them in their entirety, mostly because, one, I don't own them. I just really, I mean, they never really were my thing as a kid. But I will eventually watch them because I hear they're really good. It's funny because, like, one of my kind of kicks I've been kind of into lately, the last few weeks, I've been listening to a lot of Ennio Morricone soundtracks, most notably the stuff from the Dollars trilogy or the Man with No Name trilogy. And listening to it, then I looked up clips from the movies, and I've never sat through the Fistful of Dollars trilogy in its entirety. So I want to bring Brad up, and I want to sit down and watch them because I just bought the box set. Just kind of, I'm starting to really be fascinated with how they're shot, and Clint Eastwood's a fucking bamf. So I am actually kind of curious to essentially watch the Dollars trilogy. Let's see here. Yes, thank you, Eric. I'm glad you like these live streams. When is the next Star Wars Episode 8 trailer? I'm gonna guess in the fall. I'm gonna guess around September, October, maybe. Who knows at this point? I know toys are already starting to be sold, but in terms of Star Wars, I'm optimistic again about Episode 8. And I'm tempted to do a Let's Talk on that, but I think it's a little late to do that. Because I kind of know how the film's gonna go. And how that film's gonna turn out. So yeah, Episode 8, we'll have to see what happens. Do a review of the Bond series. The only Bond movie I've ever sat through was Skyfall, which I like Skyfall. I don't know if I would be able to review all the James Bond movies because they range from like hokey to serious, and it's just hard to keep a balance on that. But maybe sometime. Heard they might be doing the Oxygen Destroyer in the new Godzilla movie. That's a cool idea, actually, Eric. Doing the Oxygen Destroyer as a way to kill Godzilla. That'd be good if they did that, actually. If they did that. Yeah, I mean, I think that'd be cool because I know kind of how the whole monster universe is going to go down. I am going to probably do a Let's Talk on Godzilla 2 at one point, but I'm going to do the next Let's Talk Kong related will be on Godzilla vs. Kong. That I can guarantee. But before that, I'm going to do a Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom episode. All right, what other questions do we have here? Fire away. I'm kind of free for a little bit. Yes, I think Destroya will appear in the last Godzilla movie by Legendary. It would make sense. And, you know, that's what I would do. I would do maybe, you know, Godzilla 2, Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla 3, which would probably have Mechagodzilla, and then Godzilla 4, which is Destroya. That's what I would do with those films. With the Godzilla stuff. Nothing better than a glass of Pepsi at 8:28 at night. I know it's funny because like how a lot of people tune in at like in different parts of the world, which I love. I think that's really cool how they like right here it's like 8 at night, and somewhere else it's like 2 in the afternoon. I think that's hysterical. What's my favorite version of Carnotaurus? I'm gonna say the Disney dinosaur one because that's the only one really that I've seen in terms of visual designs. I thought, okay, this is gonna sound really bad. The Asylum. The Asylum Productions make the shittiest fucking movies I've ever seen. Seeing like Decker Shadow's review of Age of Dinosaurs and seeing how they used a crappy CGI Carnotaurus, but also a practical animatronic puppet, I'll give them credit. The puppet looks kind of cool. And in terms of other Carnotaur designs, I want to see what Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom does if they do Carnotaurs. What movies do I hate? Anything by the fucking Asylum. Fuck those movies. Fuck those movies hard. They're on my blacklist. Like, I have been tempted to go back and do another review of Asylum films because I actually think they make some of the worst fucking movies. Because I have thought about reviewing more movies that I hate. But maybe like doing one movie I hate once a year or something. But with Asylum, they seriously make the shittiest fucking movies. I refuse to watch them. So Sharknado and fucking, Titanic 2 and all that horse shit, I refuse to watch them because they're just, I'm not paying the money at all. But yeah, just fuck Asylum. They make shitty movies. Yeah, it's interesting with Godzilla Monster Planet, Eric. I wanted to bring this up. I just saw the trailer. I'm actually looking forward to it. I actually think it looks kind of cool how Godzilla is essentially almost a mountain. I think that's actually really fucking cool. And also, I don't know if this would be a good theory or not, but can you imagine if Monster Planet was actually a sequel to Shin Godzilla, and that when they go to the Monster Planet, it was Earth the whole time? Like, literally, like, it's like they pull a Planet of the Apes where it turns out Earth was pretty much wiped by Godzilla and reset, and Godzilla's kind of taken over the planet, essentially. And so this is kind of them saying, we're going to take Earth back from Godzilla. And it would make sense, kind of, because Shin Godzilla had that really fucked up ending with the tail. That's what they're going to do. That's the thing with Japanese products. It's scum. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. That's Japan. You never know what they're going to pull out of their hat. They're probably the greatest magicians out there. I just ordered Kong Skull Island Blu-ray. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm planning to get that as soon as possible as well. Are you going to make a Let's Talk about a possible American live-action Sailor Moon movie? Yes, I do want to do that because I want to talk about it before some bullshit happens where they announce it, because it's been rumored for years they were going to do that. Megan Fox had interest, which I'm like, no. Like, the thing is with Megan Fox, I think some areas she's okay. Some areas they're just pointing a camera at her, and I don't know how she does it. I don't know how she's able to handle that kind of photography in a way. I don't know. But if Megan Fox were to be in a Sailor Moon movie, I could see her as Sailor Mars, but nothing else. I don't want Megan Fox anywhere near my Sailor Moon movie, if that's the case. But if I chose director, Joss Whedon. 100% Joss Whedon. Because 1, Avengers, 2, Buffy. Put those together, it's amazing. What you like, Autobot 2491? I don't know what Jurassic Pack is. TV show Pac-Man, so sorry, that's not going on there. That's not on my list at the moment. What are your thoughts on the After Kong Fell short story? I haven't watched that. I saw it in my feed on YouTube to watch it. I'll have to check it out. It looked kind of cringy because it was kind of stick figures, but I'll have to check it out if people are recommending me to take a look at it. See the Bull Rex and his mate again for Fallen Kingdom. You mean the Sorna Rexes? Maybe, but I think I'm fine with Rexy because Rexy is the definitive T-Rex. Are you planning on reviewing The Land Before Time? My list for a while. I've thought about doing kind of a Don Bluth month or an Amblimation month where I talk about, you know, the history of Amblimation, which produced Land Before Time, which produced Fievel Goes West, We're Back at Dinosaur Story, and what's the other one? Balto. I've thought about doing that and just first talking about how Don Bluth got involved with that, and basically talk about Land Before Time. But I mean, granted, I love Don Bluth. It's just, but again, it's on my to-do list, essentially. The same director made event. Well, yeah, but like, is he the same person as he was 20 years ago? No, he wasn't. People change, you know, and sometimes for the better. So I think Joss Whedon doing a Sailor Moon movie would be fucking awesome, in my opinion. Hi, TD Camper, how's it going? Do you like Predator? Are you gonna review? You know what? Again, like much like Alien, have never seen Predator. I know of it. It looks cool. Like maybe the only Alien Predator movie I've seen is Batman Dead End. I can't really say that I've watched all of them. But again, they're on my watch list. There's a lot of movies I haven't seen, honestly. A lot of people have recommended me watch. What are your thoughts on the King Kong live action TV show? Again, I'm gonna do a Let's Talk on it, but I'm gonna see how it turns out. Given how I'm dreading Kong King of the Apes, that's like the third strike in terms of bad Kong television series. So cartoony, and if it's not dealing with sci-fi shit, like putting mech gauntlets on Kong or adding fucking Robo Kong or fucking fusions and shit, no, keep my Kong simple, honestly. Make it like, you know what? They can make it like the Lost World BBC TV show. That I'd be okay with. Yeah, there are a couple Kong TV shows. There's 3. There's the King Kong show from '66. There's Kong the Animated Series from 2000, and now there's Kong King of the Apes, which is that shitty fucking Netflix show. And again, I'm waiting. See, the thing is, I'm going to review it. I'm going to watch it, but I need somebody with me to fucking watch this because I know it's gonna suck. It's gonna be shit. I'm just gonna wait to see, like, get Brad over or something, say, please suffer this with me, because I don't want to suffer this alone. Have you seen My Hero Academia? No, I have not. Don't know what that is. Is that an anime? I'm not too sure. Top 10 King Kong designs. I can't really say top 10. I can maybe say top... and top 3. I love 76, I love the original, and I love Kong Skull Island. No favorites, honestly, in terms of Kong designs. The Shadow character. I've heard of the Shadow, but again, I haven't watched it. There's a lot of things a lot of people are recommending me watch. I've seen The Phantom. I actually think that's a good movie. With Billy Zane. Not bad. I mean, the purple suit's kind of ridiculous, though. I watched all your King Kong reviews. Thank you, Autobot2491. Thank you. Have you played Dino Crisis series? No, I have not. I think I've been wanting to pick up Turok for the N64. In terms of dinosaur games, there's been very little I've played except for the Kong games. Really, I want to play the Jurassic Park game on the Telltale game. That's like the point and click one. That's on Xbox 360. That's been on my list. Mizumi, if you see clips, if you thought Rosario Vampire was a... Oh boy, Monster Mizumi. You've drawn my attention because Rosario Vampire is one of my favorite animes, even though it's completely it's distracted with panty shots that just get in the way of the story, honestly. If Monster Mizumi is the same thing, oh boy, I'm not looking forward to that. Have you heard of Doc Savage? I think I have. I don't know really his stuff, honestly, though. I'm not too sure. Valiant, no, I've heard a lot about it. People have been telling me it like crazy, but probably it's not really my thing, honestly. Is it a mech? I think it's a mech, right? Like in terms of mech stuff from Japan, I prefer, like, I mean, I'm just starting to get into it. The show I'm watching right now is Mobile Suit Gundam Seed, and I'm really digging that show. And I just finally got the English dub, and I'm pissed off because they announced they're doing a new dub. I'm like, fuck, come on! I just started. You know, to quote the guy from Saving Private Ryan, just give us a fucking chance here. You know? But I'm really digging Mobile Suit Gundam Seed. Goof Troop! I used to love that shit as a kid. It's funny because I had moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin around 97, 98. Because here in Canada, we have two kids channels. We have YTV, we have Teletoon. Make it 3, we have the Family Channel. I mostly watched YTV, which was Nickelodeon stuff, and Teletoon, which showed some Cartoon Network stuff. But Wisconsin, I was exposed to Cartoon Network. I was exposed to Nickelodeon a lot more. I think I watched Cartoon Network the most, so I watched like Dexter's Lab, Ed, Edd and Eddy, Cow and Chicken, Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, all that crap. I did watch those. But I would occasionally watch, not really the Disney Channel. I watched Toon Disney, which was a channel that was nothing but Disney cartoons. And I watched a lot of cartoons on there. I remember watched, what was it? I did watch Goof Troop. I did watch DuckTales. But they were mostly reruns. I did watch Tailspin. Some other shows on there that I remember as a kid. I remember when they used to show movies. That's when I would usually tune in if they're showing a Disney movie or something. Essentially, what I thought of Goof Troop. I love Goof Troop. I actually prefer the first Goofy movie out of everything from the Goofy stuff. Goofy has just been kind of like one of my secondary favorite Disney characters. I prefer Donald Duck. But yeah, Goof Troop's a great show. Love that theme song. You're watching Goof Troop. Shit was awesome. Have you ever seen Flash Gordon? That is on my list. I need to watch Flash Gordon, the Dino De Laurentiis production, because that song kicks ass. Yeah, I want to watch Flash Gordon. That's on my to-do list. Are you gonna do a collab with Nostalgia Critic? God, I wish. You know, it's funny because I've met Doug a couple times, a really nice guy. I don't know if he's watched my content, honestly, but trying to find some way to get on Channel Awesome. Like, if I could, I would. But I would love to do a collab with Doug on something if I had the chance. What do you think of an idea of a crossover between King Kong and Sailor Moon? That already happened in Season 1. It was around the very end of Season 1 of Sailor Moon. And it was, I forget what the name of the episode was, but it was where this big fat cat had a crush on Luna. Some sort of energy crystal thing that the Negaverse wants to use to harness, you know, the powers of the Negaforce and all that shit. They basically turn the big fat cat into a demon cat, and it's about the size of, like, not really Kong, but more Mighty Joe Young. And and basically goes on a rampage and shit. But Luna gets in the cat's hand. Hercules, that's the name of the fucking cat. So he gets into Hercules' hands, and it's very Kong-like. It's very Kong-like. So technically that kind of happened. And I would, it'd be cool to see a Kong crossover with Sailor Moon. I don't know how you would do it. And I think it would be completely cringeworthy. Believe me, I thought about it. But, yeah, technically that did happen. If you were in your own harem anime, what girls would you be in it? Oh, we're getting personal here. I think I would just essentially, it's funny that you bring that up because I thought of the idea of doing some sort of Rosario vampire story that, because obviously season 3 is not happening, so this would probably be at the end of season 2, and we're basing it more on the anime than the manga, because I know the manga is a completely different work and they turn the anime into a comedy. But I thought of the idea of having this new character show up and being a part of the group and everything. That's been one story. The other story I've considered is a Back to the Future Rosario vampire crossover. Do you guys want to hear this story? Because I've actually kind of thought of how it could kind of work. A Back to the Future Rosario vampire crossover story. Yeah, just say yes, and I'll tell you the story. But let me just answer a few questions here. Are you going to make a new Godzilla TV show? Probably not. They're not probably going to do a Godzilla show. I doubt they will. The only thing I've listened to Aha-wise is Take On Me, but I love 80s music. I like the movie and fan film. Thank you for liking that. Yeah, 6 years and $4,000 on my own goddamn pocket money. Chippendale Rescue Rangers, I did watch that as well, but very briefly. I think I caught, like, some episodes. Any Power Ranger series I like. Really, honestly, basically Mighty Morphin through Turbo. I haven't seen much of In Space, but, like, Mighty Morphin through Turbo was my childhood. But I think I kind of gave up after Turbo because, honestly, Turbo was not that good. But if anything, out of all the series, I prefer Mighty Morphin out of all of them because that's classic. Sure, Master Builder 164 gaming and reviews of and fun. But okay, you guys, we're gonna all right, let's talk. Okay, you guys want to hear the story? Eric wants to hear this Back to the Future Rosario Vampire crossover story. So here's basically my plot, and I want to write this down. It would essentially take place right in between Back to the Future 1 and 2. You know, you have your prologue for the ending and opening of Back to the Futures 1 and 2. You know, Marty and Jennifer are about to take the car out. Doc comes in and goes, "Marty, you have to come back with me to the future." And then, you know, they go to the future. But the way I would see it is before they go there, they have to get some sort of fuel thing machine in order to get a certain thing to get to 2015. To do that, they have to go to the year 2011, or not 2011. I think around like 2008, 2009. Yeah, 2011. Let's make it 2011. And they have to essentially pick up some sort of Japanese fuselage device to put on the DeLorean to get to 2015. So essentially, they go to Japan also. Thought the idea that the time machine can also go through, like, kind of around the world wise. So they go to the year 2011. They park the time machine some nearby area, and then the time machine starts to go downhill. Remember that scene in the Goofy movie where, like, Max are basically chasing the car? Think that, but it's like Doc and Marty. So Doc and Marty are chasing the DeLorean down this hill in Japan, year 2011. It goes through a tunnel. That tunnel leads to Yokai Academy, the monster world. And essentially they realize they're stuck there without finding a way to get back to the modern world. So, you know, Doc tells Marty, we have to find a way to blend in this environment. You go find the nearest location and I'll figure out what to do and cover the DeLorean. So Marty finds Yokai Academy and obviously stumbles across Mocha, Skune, Krugermu, and all these guys, and they think he's kind of cool. They think he's kind of hot and everything. Also, Jennifer is kind of knocked out, I think, in the DeLorean or something, so she's just kind of chilling. Or maybe they left her in Japan. Who knows? They probably just left her to sit down or something. So essentially, Marty's now being the new Skune. Maybe Skune feels a little jealous about that. And obviously the monsters are trying to go after Marty. So it's almost like the first film. Instead of Marty's mom, it's Mocha or something like that. And then you have your bully monster, which is essentially your Biff. And then this is the joke. This is the clever joke. He, you know, taps on Marty. He says, "What kind of monster are you, butthead?" And Marty's just like, I'm a werewolf. You get it? Because he was fucking Teen Wolf, right? So hijinks ensue. Also, I have the idea that Doc becomes a science teacher and he works with the with the mad scientist of the school. So the climax would essentially be like the first one, like the clock tower, but instead of, you know, the wire work to the lightning bolt sending the DeLorean back to 1985, in this one they essentially have the DeLorean set to go the tunnel, but there's basically a chase through the woods with the DeLorean. You know, Marty and Doc are in the DeLorean getting away. And this giant monster, one of the monsters, is chasing after, it's essentially chasing after the DeLorean. And so Mocha, Kurumu, and the girls basically have to stop the monster. And then Marty and Doc take off. And then that would lead to Back to the Future Part 2. That would essentially be my story in terms of Vampire crossover, and I'd probably give it. I have a working title. I'm calling it Back to the Future Monster Madness. I know it's a really cheesy title, but essentially it would do the trick. So there's my Back to the Future Rosario Vampire crossover. You guys can let me know what you think of that story. It is a fan fiction work that I do want to write, so hopefully it'll come by down the road. What kind of questions do we have here? Holy shit. Which King Kong movie do you like? 76. Best movie ever. Den of Thunder in my case. I heard Den of Thunder was okay. I'm mostly, if I'm never going to catch up with Power Rangers, I'm probably just going to catch up with Linkara's show, History of Power Rangers. Yes, Nick is here, Nick Jackson. He had tagged me in a Kong video. I will do another live stream on that, man. This one was just kind of last minute, and I completely forgot about it, but that will come down the pipeline. Review of the Kong movie, you're gonna have to send me a link, Jack, because I want to see if it was it a video or was it an article. Let me know. Not seen Time Bandits. Jared, I will do a live versus Kong after I do a Let's Talk on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Okay, Rick and Morty. A lot of people have recommended me watch that. And it's on my to-do list. I've heard so many things about it. I've seen bits and pieces. It looks fun. It looks fun, but I haven't had time really to watch it. I know it does. The Back to the Future Rosario Vampire sounds interesting. No, Ultimate Bleach. You haven't missed much. All I've said is I'm having computer troubles, which means videos are going to be delayed. I talked about my Back to the Future Rosario Vampire crossover, answering questions here and there. Yeah, don't worry, Nick. We'll get to it. We'll get to it at some point. I will get to that. Don't you worry about that. Thoughts on King Kong fighting a dragon? That would be cool. Again, a lot of people say that dinosaur that Son of Kong fights in the sequel, is a dragon, and I kind of agree with that. I forgot what the fuck its name is. Notosaurus or some shit. Yeah, so I wouldn't mind seeing Kong fight a dragon. No, King Kong versus King Ghidorah. How the fuck has Toho not made that yet? I ask you. Yet, in some form. Okay, Mr. XCS has an interesting question. Thoughts on Super Nintendo World? It's cool. I'm actually optimistic about it. I've seen the blueprints. I see what they're going for. It looks fun. My only downside is what it's doing for the Florida park, because granted, thank God the E.T. Adventure is staying. Owns that building, and he will not let that fucker go, which thank God. I love the E.T. Adventure. Love the shit out of it. Taking it down. But in its place, they're taking, for the Super Nintendo World, essentially, a few attractions that are kind of, one I'm like, okay, I kind of understand, but another one's kind of disappointing. They're taking out, which I'm okay with, because Barney has been gone for years. Who the fuck knows Barney anymore? They're taking out the Curious George section, which I'm like, okay, that place is kind of dead. Woody Woodpecker, that's kind of downside, because Woody Woodpecker is a Universal product, and going with Universal licensed stuff. Playland. That one's a little disappointing because Fievel's Playland was there since the park's inception. And it's kind of the last Fievel's Playland. And it's also kind of a little nostalgic trip for any 90s kids who grew up with Fievel and, went to Universal back then. But the one that really bugs me the most, they're getting rid of Animal Actors. Yeah, the Animal Actors stage, which has been there since the beginning. It's one of the original attractions. They're closing it down, and I don't know why. Because, that's one of their more popular shows. And I don't see why they would get rid of that. It's a good show. I go every time I go to Universal, I watch that show. It's a good live show. But it makes me wonder, okay, they're obviously going to get rid of it, so what's going to happen with the animals? Obviously, they're going to be sent to a good sanctuary, which I'm like, good. Send them to an animal sanctuary, and that'll be good. But it's just going to be kind of missed, honestly, the Animal Actors stage. Because that's one of the more popular attractions at the park. But in terms of Super Nintendo, I'm optimistic, and we'll have to see how it goes. All right, let's see here. Who do we got on here? Holy fuck, we got a bajillion questions. Nice Batman shirt, dude. Where'd you get it? I got it for Christmas. Let's see here. When I was a little kid, I wanted to do a King Kong movie, and I like the King Kong 33. Yep. Dude, if you want to do a Kong remake, don't like follow your dreams, man. Do another Kong film, and I'll be here to take a look at it. You did say Kong. You did say Kong would lose to Ghidorah in a previous live chat. I did? Okay, then he probably would. Unless you're going with, like, the Kong from the Toho films where he has, like, electricity and shit. He might stand a chance. Wow! Master Builder 164. My God. I'm saving that one. I'm saving that one. As bad as that is, I am saving that one. All right, take care, Nick. Have you ever seen the Friday the 13th series? I don't mind them. I don't mind them. They're okay, but I haven't seen them all. Film Guy reviews King Kong fan film. I will look that up for sure. Heard King Kong and Planet of the Apes is getting a crossover. Okay. I've gotten a few emails about that. I don't know how that's gonna pull off. I don't know how that's gonna work, honestly. But the whole King Kong Planet of the Apes thing, it's kind of unnecessary, honestly, in my opinion. I don't think that doesn't work. They're two completely different franchises that have no way of connecting. Like, Power Rangers and Justice League, I can see happening. King Kong Planet of the Apes makes no goddamn sense. Unless the apes see him as a god or something. I have no idea. Night on Bull Mountain. You know what? Yes, Night on Bull Mountain from Fantasia with the devil, right? See, the thing is with Fantasia, I have only seen the Rite of Springs. That's the only segment I really ever watched with Fantasia. So, that's that. Good. Start on that, Nick. Start on those Kong reviews. I want to see what you have going on there. Also, guys, subscribe to Nick Jackson. He's a cool dude. Yeah, thank you, Eric. That's your favorite episode. I'm glad. That episode I actually think is one of my favorites as well, for a couple of reasons. One, it's something that wasn't really explored on really in the like how Hammer was going to do a Kong remake. But it's something I wanted to explore and say, oh, what if it was this? What if Peter Cushing was in it and this and that? Was essentially what I wanted to do. And also the ending kicks ass. I love how people respond to those endings to my show. Clean up my glasses here. So I can't really read anything. I'm blind! I'm like Mr. Magoo! Oh, God. Alright, let's see here. Favorite deleted scene from your Kong fan film? That's a good question. Thinking of the ones that I think I miss putting in the most, and Raptor scene or the grass scene, honestly, because the grass scene, honestly, was something I was really looking forward to putting in effects-wise. Didn't really turn out the best, but I thought that was one of my favorite deleted scenes. Also, I am working on more deleted scenes for you guys. There's going to be more bonus material, but again, computer problems, so I can't make any videos until then. But I'm going to be fixing that up soon. I have seen the 1978 Halloween. I actually think that is a legitimately scary movie. I do watch it every Halloween when it's on AMC. And I've seen the remake. It's eh. I like the original ending where Laurie basically shoots Michael in the face and screams and then cuts to the credits. I like really freaky shit like that just leaves you a shocking ending. It doesn't like prologue or anything. It just big shocker, and then you're just like, it ends. You're like, what the fuck? You know, I love endings like that with horror films. Any tips on doing a small budget kaiju film? That's a good question, Jack. Like, figure out the best way to shoot something on a budget you have. Like, I'll give you an example. Depending on your budget, like, what is your budget per se? I'll ask you that question, and I'll figure out in total. But like, for example, like if you're gonna do a Godzilla fan film, there's two options. You can do it with toys, in terms of the action figures that a lot of fan films do, or you can basically go buy a suit and modify it to make it look like Godzilla, build styrofoam and cardboard buildings and film it and add some fireworks or something to make it look cool. But really, you just gotta sometimes just do with what you had, essentially. You know, that's essentially what you gotta do with fan films. It's just just do whatever you can to make it. Okay, in terms of comic books, that you bring that up, Mom. I want to see a graphic novel adaptation of either the Legend of King Kong script or the '96 Kong script. I will buy that comic immediately. I'd buy that for $1. Again, RoboCop, I haven't seen, but I've seen bits and pieces, and I want to watch it. Thoughts on the Halloween movies? Okay, so since I brought up Halloween, I like the original. I like the sequel. Season of the Witch is okay. It kind of makes no sense to me, although that song Silver Shamrock will get stuck in your head. That like after 4, 5, and 6, they're eh. I like 4 and I like 6, mostly because of the altered cuts they have and everything. But 5 I thought was garbage, and then I haven't seen H2O and I haven't seen Resurrection. So I have no idea about those. And then the Rob Zombie remake I did see and I thought was okay. And then the what was it? The fucking the sequel, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I was just like, what the fuck is this, honestly? But that's my thoughts on the Halloween movies. I used to kind of watch My Life as a Teenage Robot. I know they did a Kong spoof, which I do want to do a small compilation of reviewing the Kong spoofs that are just mediocre and small. But I watched a little bit of that, honestly. Would it be awesome if Inuyasha and his friends were in Jurassic Park in the Lost World? That's so random, honestly. It's kind of cool. Like, I can see Inuyasha fighting a T-Rex or something. Like, oh, fuck. You know what? Fuck that. Put Inuyasha something, but have, like, demon dinosaurs. Demon swords. Like, basically demon dinosaurs. Make that happen. I will watch the shit out of that. And actually, speaking of which, I did finish the original series, and I'm gonna get on to movie 4 and the final act finally. But in terms of the original series finale, it's been 10 years since that finale aired, and it's still bullshit. It was completely rushed, and they just wanted to it's like they just gave up. All right, what are the comments we have here? I have heard of Malicious Ladybug, but I have no interest in seeing that. Jared, I will not answer that question. I will not get into the political, controversial aspects of YouTube because of the whole adpocalypse happening right now. That's one of my codes. Never talk about controversial, and never talk about controversial issues or political issues. Never on the show. So never ask those questions because I will not answer them. All right. So I know it's kind of you're leaving me with an awkward silence here. What else is going on? I guess I could say this. I bought 2 Nerf swords, essentially. I just bought this one because I'm making this one for a friend because I do occasionally do LARP or something, you know? That's kind of cool. Happening story-wise. In terms of, like, reviews and stuff. Again, due to editing softwares and shit, due to editing issues, some videos are going to be delayed. And I've considered maybe taking a little break from making videos at some point. Like, I'm still gonna post stuff. I've considered taking a break from new content, essentially, or content that takes a lot of time. Because you gotta remember, guys, a lot of these episodes that I work on do take a lot of time. They take me about a month to do. And, you know, and when they're done, they're done. And I do like to put deadlines for myself. But essentially, they just take a lot of my time, and I do want to eventually move on to Well, I do want to move on to actually doing other videos, like doing like other videos that take less time. All right, holy crap, we got a lot of questions here. Your Batman v Superman review canon with the other reviews? In terms of the Big Jack film reviews, like the fictional character reviews, no. That's just me talking about the review. I kind of labeled what was canon and what was not. Basically, anything that's kind of like a vlog review, like Superman Month and the original Batman reviews and stuff, are not in canon. Those are just me talking to the camera, giving my thoughts on them. But anything that's like that says either King Kong reviews or Big Jack Films reviews, those are in canon with the storyline that I do with my show. Kiss, I do like Kiss Autobot 2491. Love Gun is one of my favorite songs. Thoughts on Ultraman? Never watched it. There's no what, Master Builder. There's nothing wrong with you. We're all a little cuckoo. We're all sometimes a little cuckoo, but you know that's the world we live in now. Girls. Well, obviously, Android 18 is one of my favorite anime female characters. Kikyo is one of them. I do like the Sailor Moon characters, but essentially, yeah, those are probably my favorite female anime characters. What was your favorite video game of all time? Aladdin for the Super Nintendo by Capcom. I know a lot of people like the Sega version, but I prefer the Super Nintendo game. That was my childhood. That was what introduced me to the Super Nintendo, and I love the shit out of that game. I will play it anytime, any day. Aladdin for the Super Nintendo. Love it, love it. Worst official Kong movie? I guess you could say the Toho Kong films, honestly, in my opinion, because those... Well... yeah, I heard Laura Strode dies in Resurrection. Holy shit, we got a lot of comments. King Kong would beat the shit out of Grimlock. I'm sorry. Oh, wow, there's a lot of interesting what-if questions here from Inuyasha Dinosaur 101. My experience with dinosaurs and shit, I'd be the Alan Grant of the group, basically. That's a hard question. Have you read the Kong Chronicles on DeviantArt? No, I don't go on DeviantArt. I don't have an Instagram or DeviantArt account or any of that, so I haven't watched that. Yeah, Universal makes the best CG dinosaurs. I've seen King of the Hill. That was never my thing growing up. I was more Simpsons and Family Guy, honestly. I don't have a PS4. I have Xbox. What do you think of the transparent script for King Kong anime in the comments section of Let's... I didn't read the whole thing, so I have no idea. Alejandro, Lord Sushima turns into an Indominus Rex. That'd be epic fuck. Oh, that'd probably be a Sashomaru clone or something like that. No, the Man of Steel review is in canon with the Big Jack Films reviews. So you can go check it out. That is a Big Jack Films review. Lost World anime. Oh yeah, I'd love to see that shit. It'd be kind of cool. I'm gonna put my money on the IREX because Gaw is kind of... You know what? I'll be honest, Gaw's kind of a lame villain. It's a giant bird. Like, it's not really a dinosaur, you know? Let's see. Holy shit, we have a lot of comments here. Alright. But Godzilla versus Prometheus. Yeah, that was Kong versus... That was the Eighth Wonder, then it was Kong versus Frankenstein, then it was Kong versus Prometheus, and then it was King Kong versus Godzilla. God, Master Builder, what is up with these jokes? What's your favorite Star Wars movie? The original Star Wars, 1977. Love the shit out of that movie. You know what? I'm not much for comics, but I remember I did read some Archie growing up, and I didn't really read any of the Sonic comics, so... The Sinbad stunt show at Universal Orlando. It's funny because I went to Universal this year, back in February, and that was the first time I saw Sinbad, and I thought it was really enjoyable. I thought it was a lot of fun. Ooh, just indigestion. But the Sinbad show I thought was pretty decent. It's pretty much Orlando's answer to Waterworld, although I wish there was a Waterworld stunt show in Orlando. But I thought the Sinbad show was a lot of fun. I thought it was really good. Kind of a small crowd, mostly because it's like tucked away in the back, and nobody really pays attention to it. But I think it's a decent show. I mean, if you guys ever go to Universal and go to Islands of Adventure, go to fun. But ride Kong first. What do you think we're going to fight Kong or a Triceratops? Well, if you read the Legend of King Kong script, it would tell you that Kong kicked the shit out of the Triceratops. He looks more like a giant Archaeopteryx Eric Gaw. That's what he looks like to me, honestly. Who would win, Godzilla 54 or Godzilla 2014? Yeah, it'd be a tie, in my opinion. I have never seen the Dirty Harry movies, but again, on my to-do list. Okay, so I'm going to take one more question, then I got to head out and do some stuff. I got to get back to typing away my script, so fire a few more questions, like one or two more questions, and I'll answer them, and then I'm going to sign off this live stream. What would be your best stop-motion film? Obviously, for success-wise, Lego Jaws, because that reached 1 million views in 7 years, which I'm thankful for. But Kong is really the one where I was like, the stop-motion looked really good in that. Favorite ride, Kongfrontation. The live-action King Kong series, I think, is just going to be it's probably going to be some sort of spin-off show that takes place in the storyline. But again, I don't want no fusion crap or any sci-fi in it. I have not seen Watamote. Yeah, I'll have to look into that, Eric. A redesign of Gaw. There's a Rampage for. Oh, I thought you said Primal Rage. I'm getting them confused. Possibly. I'll take a look at Rampage for the GameCube. There are no favorite Asylum movies. Fuck those movies. Okay, so that's where we're gonna end this live stream, guys. I just wanted to give you an update of what's happening on the channel. If you don't see many videos, that's mostly because my editing software has crashed. I'm going to reinstall it and try to fix it up and work on projects then. But yeah, there's going to be a slight delay. But in the meantime, I'm probably going to spend most of my time writing and chilling. We got a cosplay gathering I'm doing tomorrow, and I'm probably going to film it. I don't know. I'll make it look cool. But yeah, that's about it. I just thought I'd give you guys an update on what's going on. So until the next video, guys, like, comment, subscribe, and also don't forget we do have a Patreon. If you guys want to go support the show, go check us out and join us on Patreon. And I guess I will see you guys in the next video. So until then, this is BigJackFilms signing off.